Bloopers and Floss. I thought I'd invite you into my home for a special holiday edition of Flosstube. I have a few things I want to share with you today. A large variety of stitching, from cross stitch to needlepoint, embroidery, as well as some fully finished products, objects, I guess, and some stitching my mom has done, some felting, and we also do have a giveaway today for the Christmas magazine as well. My daughter Ava will be joining us today too, so stay tuned for her. She's got a few things she wants to share also. So I just want to say, you know, Christmas is my favorite time of year. Growing up in our household, my mom always had the hand-stitched stockings for us, you know, little stitched embroidered things around the home. And for me, it brings me a lot of joy as being a mom now, being able to do that in my household with our kids. Our Christmas tree here, and you've seen lots of pictures, have a ton of homemade ornaments in them. Some are stitched by my mom, and some are by me, and some are by our children. So I wanted to first share something that my mom had stitched for me when I was younger. It was my very first Christmas stocking. So she had stitched this, I think before I was born, or maybe just shortly after. I was born in April. So it's a stocking that I've actually kept my whole life, and I still hang it up with all the stockings at Christmas time. And it is just so cute. It's all hand embroidered by Mom, which makes it that much more special, right? The back is simple and felt. Shortly after that, so my mom, when I was young, she was in nursing school, and part of that, she did circle craft embroidery, I think it was called, as well. So there's a lot of stuff, if you've ever dabbled in that, you may recognize some of the crafts here I'll show you today. The second one is also another stocking she made me when I was a little bit older, and it has some cats on it, which were, I guess, rug hooking. And then there's some embroidery there as well. And then again, it is a felt backing to that. And that one is the stocking that I still use today. She's also made a stocking as well for my sister. And she uses that, and her boys have homemade stockings by her as well. So when I met my husband, I thought, oh, I should make you a stocking. And at the time, I don't know, I thought I'd sew a stocking. I'm not sure why I chose to sew one. And so it's rather simple. It's just a big plain stocking with, I guess, quilting fabric. And I did do some embroidery touches around the edges there. And there's some jingle bells that are attached. And it's a very large stocking. You put tons of stuff in this one. At times I think maybe I should stitch him a different stocking to match, because my children all have needlepoint stockings. Now the stockings I've stitched for them, I'll show you all three of them here today. They're all Dimensions gold kits. I enjoyed stitching each one of these. The only thing I would caution people in is that they are a felt backing to them all, and I'm not a fan of the felt backing. I was actually thinking maybe I should replace the backing this year or next year. You know, there's no give to it. And so that does make it a bit challenging when, you know, Santa is stuffing them. So here is Ava's. She was my first one that I had stitched for. And the Dimension gold kits are beautiful. They actually do have some gold floss and some beading in there. She's got an angel and some ornaments. So she uses that one every year. I just love that one. And then my second child, Preston, also a Dimension gold kit as well. And so this is his here. There's a cat and a dog on it. I'll go up close for you. This one doesn't have really any gold. I did change the font as well to match Ava's also. He's a cat. He's a huge animal lover, and we do have a yellow lab, so it's actually turned out rather appropriate for him. And then Kingston, our last child, his is a slightly different color. He has a Santa Claus. And this one, you know, some of the Dimension kits, the background isn't stitched, but it is It is a full coverage. Some of them will be stitched on like a blue Ada. And then if you guess you're more of the cross stitch ones. And then that plays the, you know, the snowy background. My mom just finished stitching a gorgeous one for my nephew. It was a gold dimensions as well. And actually, my girlfriend Samantha, the Huga Stitcher, is stitching it also right now. And it's beautiful. You should definitely go check it out on her channel. She's the Huga Stitcher. And it is so pretty. I'll see if I can insert a picture, but it is, it has all these different ornaments on it as well. And it's just gorgeous. And in person, it's beautiful. There's a lot of, you know, different stitches in it, different materials. It's just, it's so, so pretty. So Samantha, you got to get stitching that so that you can put it up for yourself. The next thing I wanted to share was, it's a fully finished cross stitch. And I did stitch this. It also was a dimensions kit that I had bought years ago, maybe 20 years ago. And I stitched it using, everything was called for. It did come as a kit. And it's called Hark the Herald, I do believe. And it's framed here. I'm gonna get the glare off there. And it's just beautiful also. Lots of gold. And so we just hang that up every Christmas as well. You know, my mom has one that she had stitched when I was younger, and it sits on the mantle every year, and it's in like a red painted wood frame. And it's a picture of a, you know, the children all nestled in bed, and it has like a big quilt on it, and all the blocks on the quilt have all different embroidery stitches, and it's beautiful. I always think a lot about that one. I think maybe one day I should find a kit like that, but we don't make kits like that anymore. And of course, I don't think she has the pattern. So yeah, I think that one's just really beautiful. I absolutely love it. And it, you know, it's just that sense of that homemade Christmas, right? I do have a couple other homemade Christmas ornaments I wanted to share with you. My mom, she did a lot of the circle craft stitching when I was young, and so I have a ton of ornaments from her. This one here is, I don't know if you can, see if I can hold it for you. This one is all embroidered, and I have a bunch of them actually. She gave me a box. Very grateful to get a box from her last year with a lot of the handmade ornaments. They were made in the early 80s. They're all of them are on my tree this year. I absolutely love it. And on the back, of course, she put, you know, the year as well. Is that backwards for you? It is probably, hey? This is another one I wanted to share that she has stitched also. And again, I just think it's so beautiful. But for me, I think it's the fact that you get all the different types of stitching in there, right? It's so simple, a little felted ornament using, I assume, probably DMC floss. It's very old as well, 40 years old. But I absolutely love it. This one came in the box that I got last year. I was very happy to get this particular ornament. There will be some clips as well. You'll see that I think I'm going to put them at the beginning of the video, so you've probably seen them already, with different ornaments that are on her tree. And you'll see a couple others that she's made on there also. This was something that I had stitched as a child. I'm not sure, I must have been about 13 when I first started, and I must have done this then. And this is just a very simple, you know, pair of bells, and it's in a plastic gold frame with like a plastic glass on the front there. And I cut the back very, very short once I had stuck it in. So, you know, the finishing is not there at all. When I do look at the bells, also they are quite yellowed in color, but you know, I still hang it up every year because it was my first, right? So that was fun, and I have no idea what kit that was. Every year I do make the kids something, and I was inspired a couple years ago by something that my aunt made for me. So my mom's sister, back in 1990, she made us these ornaments. And she lived in Winnipeg at the time, and she did a ton of embroidery and cross stitch, and she made these beautiful very 90s colors, right? With that like Laura Ashley pink and green. These Christmas balls for the tree, and every year I hang this one up as well. And so last year I was able to find the pattern, which I'll link below for you guys, and I was able to make balls for my children. This one here I wanted to share with you is the one that I have made for Ava, and I have put some glass beads in there, just focusing the Mill Hill beads, and then on the back side changed the pattern a little bit just so I could fit their name in there. And the year, of course. So that one's Ava's. I'll show you Preston's as well. So his is more of like a snowflake design, and the light blue fabric there is actually very sparkly, which I don't think you could likely see, but it's lovely. And then I made Kingston his, and he says, Mom, I don't want any of that on the front. I want a moose on mine. Well, design a moose of some sort. So this was my attempt at a moose. I think he actually turned out really cute. I quite like him. And there's the back as well. His name's so long I had to actually, you know, change the border. I thought we'd call him King, and he doesn't like that. But I thought I should put Kingston on there. So his border is slightly different than everybody else's. So those are the ornaments made last year, and the year part, 2 years prior to that, I got into the Mill Hill kits, the little sleighs that they were having, and I had made a couple as well that I should share with you here. So this one here, I had made for Preston, and I've got two in my hand, but this one's Preston's. It's so pretty. And then this one here I made for Ava. There you go, with the bunny. And Kingston has one as well, but his beaded chain broke, so I'm actually in the midst of fixing that for him. And Samantha's stitching these two, the Hugo Stitcher. There are 6 sleds, and I have all 6 patterns, so between us we're both stitching them. And they're gorgeous, they're fun, you know, they're on perforated paper, take you 2, maybe 3 days, a little bit more leisurely to stitch them up. And then on the back for those for finishing, I chose just to do some felt. And then I used, I don't know if you can maybe see here, but at the edging, just like a gold thread to stitch it together. And so I did that with most of my ornaments. I have one that I am stitching this year that's slightly different. I ordered this as an, you know, one of those add-ons when you're shopping online, and I was at 123 Stitch ordering some fabric for my Kringles, and I came across this little dimensions pack. You can see it there. So there's 3 little ornaments. I have started making this one here, and I think what my plan's gonna be is I actually might stitch 2, you know, photocopy it as the mirrored image, and then when you finish it, you can just have the one on the front and the one on the back, so as it turns on the tree, it's not a big deal. And so I have started that, and it's just a small start, but it has taken me longer than I thought. I've probably put maybe 4 hours into this, like a leisurely 4, but of course it's slower. I do stitch multiple different ways, and I love in hand because it's so quick. And of course with perforated paper, you know, some people still do bend it a little bit, but I go up and down, and of course it's just a bit slower, right? So I'll wrap that ornament up this week, but it's super cute. I also purchased this magazine this year, the Christmas Ornament magazine, and out of it I did choose to do a pattern. The pattern that I chose was one that they had every year. What do they call it here? There's a section about like revisited their favorite ones, and it's one of those. I don't see the name of what they call that, but this pattern here is actually by Little House Needleworks, Diane Williams. And it's funny because I just started Kringles, which is also Little House Needleworks. This one's called Snowy Days. And this pattern was actually previously featured in their 2014 magazine. I wish I could remember what it's called. Oh, Christmas Remembered, they call it. Let me show you here. Oh, sharing the pattern. So they're, oh, it's like right on the seam, but they're just some old patterns that were quite popular that they've brought back. So there's a ton in this book, and I would absolutely love to stitch them all, but of course, you know, we're limited, right? Which reminds me, we should do the giveaway. My very first Flosstube, you know, I thank you guys. I was blown away by the amount of people that, first of all, watched it, subscribed, commented. It's just, it blows me away. You guys are amazing. It's funny, even my husband's like, what? That many people watch you talk about stitching? He's like, it's crazy. So thank you so much. I did, when I purchased this magazine, they're hard to find, so I purchased a few of them actually. One for myself and my daughter, one for my girlfriend Samantha, and then an extra one. I thought I'd do a giveaway. So for the giveaway, the word was seasonal, and we had a ton of entries. I think in the comment picker, I can't remember which one I used, but if you hang on just 1 second, I'll get that information for us. Just 1 sec. Okay, I'm back. And I can't remember what I just looked at, but I think it was the YouTube random comment picker I used. I'll just kind of fumbling my way through it, right, for the first time and learning how to use all these things. It did choose a comment by Hannah Mansfield. I'll put it up right here as well. So if you can email me, my email will be in the comment box below, but it is fibersandfloss@gmail.com. And I will get this out to you. I will ship it to wherever you are, and hopefully you'll get it in the next week or two, so you're able to do some fun Christmas stitching. Congratulations. And I'm sorry, I wish I had enough for everyone who entered. There's so many people that entered the giveaway. I don't know, it's kind of just a fun way to pass on some of the stitching that we get to do and some of the pleasure that we get out of it, right? So I just wanted to share another ornament decoration I had made. It is not actually cross stitch, but a lot of people gave some great feedback where they did like the other fiber arts as well. And so if you're here only for cross stitch, bear with me, it'll only take me a minute to share this. This is something that, look at that coming up there, right? This is a Santa Claus, it's a Santa gnome. And it's something that we needle felted at home using a lot of, these are all locks here from sheep that are about maybe 3-4 kilometers from my house. And it is just gorgeous. You know, there's a fair bit of lanolin in it because they are quite raw. They're not processed. They've been washed, I think only the one time. And the lady, Joanne from Lynn Haven Farms, I can link her below. She sells bags of this locks and it's amazing. It just gives such a great texture. I don't know if you can kind of see it better there, but there's a little bit of straw down there. All of her sheep wear coats all year long as well. So their hair is just, the fiber is just amazing. Look at that. And if you're a spinner, the staple length on some of her stuff is like, you know, she wins best in show for it. I think it's like the longest is 11 to 13 inches. So as a new spinner, you know, that's great. You can spin anything at that length, right? And then everything else. So that is, I think mainly BFL, those ones there. And then I've used some dyed stuff for his hat. And the inside is just a white, a whole bunch of white fiber. So you can actually spin this roving here into yarn if you want, or you can needle felt it. There's tons that you can do with roving. Maybe one episode I should show you guys how you spin yarn. It's really fun. Anyway, so that's my Santa gnome. Okay. I showed you the Christmas book, but I guess I forgot to show you the ornament I actually stitched. I don't know, you guys, I haven't had a coffee yet today, but here's my ornament that I had made. And so this is that one from Diane from Little House Needleworks. And this is the frame that I had ordered from Amazon. And so they had come and, you know, I figured, oh, well, they're not going to be real wood. I'll tell you about this fiasco here in a second. But, you know, they just look really cute. And so I thought, oh, I'll still order it. It's like plastic. It's really weird. Yeah, I don't know, but it looks nice. So I'm happy with it. I will use the other 5 that I had. I think it was the 6-pack for maybe $20 or something. I did link it on my first video there, but it turned out really well. But for finishing, you see here, and on the back, there's some marks around there. I wasn't sure how to finish it this way, so I had gone to Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, and she has a tutorial, and I watched that, but I used too much glue. And so, you know, I'll learn not to do that for next time. And I left it weighted overnight, right? So that the back would be nice and flat and wouldn't, you know, pop off. It's pretty flat there. But in doing so, 2 things happened. So a little bit of the extra glue right down here came through on the front, and you can see that. And so, you know, it is such a cute little stitch. I am going to still keep it, but I might put a little, like a fine red bow, like a mini bow down there or something, just to cover that up. And then on the back side, you guys, there's just nothing I can do about that. It is a great glue for finishing, you know, cross stitch pieces and stuff, and it does dry clear. But I suspect that has to do with the actual fabric I used, and it is like a gold fabric. I don't know if you can kind of see that. And so I think it has to do with that, because you can tell where the glue has left that darker mark. There is the gold circles right over top of it there. So, oh well, next one I'll do slightly differently, I suppose, but I'll still hang it up. I was gonna do a big, you know, ribbon thing at the top here, but I think I won't. I think I'll just do a little petite ribbon down there just to hide that. But very fun stitch. Maybe it might take me maybe 3-4 hours to stitch it. Came together really quickly, and it is in that magazine. So I have 2 more things I want to share with you, and they're both, one is a whip and one is a completed project, and I'm going to finish it this week, and I want to share with you what my plans are. So this pattern, it was called Christmas Birds, and it's by Owl Forest Embroidery. It is stitched on their called for fabric as well. I've shown this on Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen this already. And they did do a stitch along called, I think it was just called Cardinals or Red Cardinals, and the pattern is incredibly similar to this, but it's about 3/4 of the size. So this area here I think is pretty much the same, but you have an extra, like, this is all extra here. And then of course some of the stuff in here has changed, but you end up with about 3/4 of the size if you did their stitch along. So yeah, so for the fabric, it is a Zweigart Belfast in summer khaki. And I actually ordered it as a kit, so I did use the hand-dyed DMC base floss, and that is directly from Owl Forest Embroidery. So I had a couple different ideas on how to finish this and whether or not I should, you know, should I frame it? Well, you can only have so many frame pieces at Christmas, right? And I thought maybe I'll put it into a pillow. So I've ordered some fabrics. These fabrics here, they are part of the Yuletide Gathering collection, and it's by Primitive Gatherings with Moda Fabric. And so those are the color choices. You can see that there. And so what I think I'm gonna do is use the big green one for the back. I have enough to use the green on the back and the front, but for the front, I think I'm just gonna quilt it. Use this around, you know, a small border around the top and a larger one on the sides. And then I'd love to get some wool. I'm actually thinking using the Appleton wool because that's half of my last name. Would be kind of fun, right? And where the fabric and the stitch come together, to do some sort of like embroidered stitch down between the two to kind of just bring it all together using maybe like a white wool. So we'll see what I come up with this week and I'll share it on my next Flosstube. But that was a very fun pattern to stitch. I know a lot of people have stitched the stitch along and it's beautiful, and some really interesting ways, you know, when you start dealing with stitchers that are, you know, I follow quite a few from the Ukraine as well as Russia, and it's so sad what's happening over there, you guys. I just, you know, so many innocent people that are caught between the war, and I don't want to get into it, but it's my heart really goes out to, you know, all the families that are involved, caught on both sides, you know, where, you know, neither are supporters in this. But the stitchers I follow from over there are amazing, man. They are just, it reminds me a lot of, you know, looking through old heritage stuff, right? Where the pieces are gorgeous. The stitching quality is another level. You know, the finishing is always very unique, and the designs just hold so much culture, right? So it's beautiful how some people have finished that. I absolutely love it. The next whip I want to share with you was actually a new start. So this was my Kringles by Little House Needleworks. And I had planned to start that on the 1st of November, but unfortunately the fabric, if you watch my first Flosstube, was not the one that I had ordered. Sorry, it was the one I had ordered, but it was not the color that I wanted. And so I did go ahead and place an order for the called for fabric with 1, 2, 3 stitch. And it has come in. So instead of being a November 1st start, it was a November the 8th start. And to be honest with you, I haven't stitched much on it in the last week because I've been doing an ornament and we've been decorating for Christmas. Things have just been a little overwhelming, so not a lot of stitching's been happening. But it is being stitched here on the called for 30 count Parisian gray, and that's by Access Commodities. So this is the whole thing. It's a larger stitch, you know, people, so many people have commented about, you know, it's a huge project, and I don't think it is a huge project in my opinion, but then most of the pieces I've stitched have been larger. It is definitely a very fun project so far. So I've just done that, the roof line there, and there is a third window, so I'm just over halfway done. All the floss that I'm using for this here, it's just beautiful. Here they are, all those colors. And, oh, you can't even see the blue. There's a blue in there too. Most are classic colorworks, and there's a couple DMC flosses. There's the blue in there. And so I'm just using some Amazon acrylic floss drops. Nothing special, but I'd like to make some actually. I bought some stuff to make my own, so we'll see, maybe over Christmas I might have time to do that. My goal for the month of November is to finish stitching along the roof line here, to do that whole roof. And then the pattern's actually separated into 6 pages. So you do have like page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6. So I'd like to do the roof this month. Next month, December, I would like to do page 1, complete that. And then hopefully towards the end of December and the rest of Christmas break, to stitch page 2. And I'd love to have 1 and 2 complete by the end of this holiday season. And then Christmas in July, I'd love to do 3 and 4, and then finish it next year. I do try really hard to stitch a lot of my pieces and finish them more quicker than some people like to do. I say that, but I'm hesitant because I do, of course, have a couple pieces that have been kicking around for, you know, 10 years or something crazy, right? Yeah, so that's my cross stitch. I think that's about all I have. I'm not sure, I know Ava's joining us, so I don't know if I've edited to have her join us yet. And if not, I'm sure she'll be coming right up. Hi everyone, I'm back. I've just picked up the kids from school and I have Ava here wanting to join us. She would like to come and share some of her projects she's been working on.
Okay, that wasn't as grand. I was hoping to do something like, hi guys! Anyways. Okay.
Ava's here. Okay.
I have 7 things I'm gonna show you today. Did you show yours of this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you show mine of that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So we're gonna start from oldest and go to newest. First we got this little house ornament with a little bell here. My mom made this for me in 2014. And we got a nice little thing back here.
This was a kit from Michael's. It was a, you know, the Michael's brand. I can't remember what they call it right now, but I think we made, or could make 3 houses.
Yeah, I think we still have the stuff.
We do.
Mom likes to make one and then just like...
I do.
And then the next thing here, we got this little fox, and I kind of want to try and remake the fox because I feel like I could make him so much better now.
You can bring him closer to the camera.
Can't go that far. I made this with felt, and there's a few beads on the ears and the tail. Are the eyes beads? And the eyes are beads too. I made this one in 2016. Oh, and I was 9 years old. Look at that. I put my age on there. Smart. Anyways, Mom made one too. All of hers is better, obviously. Sorry. What, do you not remember making
I don't
yours?
remember making one.
Oh my god, actually? Yours was like this nice caramel color. Anyways.
What happened to him though? I don't think we've kept him. I'm not sure. Maybe gifted him?
It was literally the best one. Okay.
I'm not sure. Anyways, moving on.
And then we got, actually, when did we make
Well,
this?
you started, why don't you show your globe first? Because you started that one, right?
So I started this one so many years ago. The first
2016,
I think it was the first year we went to the cabin with Sam. This is my little Santa sleigh. I think this is the first cross stitch that I made and finished, like the first official one. Yeah, started it in 2016 and then finished it in 2021.
So I just realized it's getting dark, so we turned on the ring light and you'll be able to see the colors much, much better.
We did a nice little edging here with this poofy white stuff. It's like snowballs. It's perfect for the ornament.
I think that was a Dimensions kit too, actually. They did a snow globe set one year. I can't remember. Yeah, and it was like a hard plastic that we stitched it on.
Yeah, we have another kit downstairs like this, but I think it's a snowman or something. I want to do that one, but I have a problem where I start a cross stitch and then I don't finish it, so Mom has limited me. And I think I have 2 on the go, actually 3 on the go right now, but I cannot do any more apparently, so we'll have to wait until maybe next year to start the new one.
Seasonal. You could do a seasonal stitch,
but
right?
I already have one. Maybe 2 seasonal?
Maybe. This is the problem.
Okay.
The gateway drug, right?
Moving on, we got this little ornament that my mom made me. It's...
No.
Yeah.
Nana made that.
Did she actually? Anyways.
Sorry,
Nana. Okay. This is an ornament my Nana made me. Thank you, Nana. It's gorgeous. She made them for I think almost everyone in our family. And
for you 3 kids.
I'm not doing good with Flosstube.
That's okay.
Okay.
But I can share a bit about the pattern.
Okay.
So the pattern's from Victoria Sampler, based out of Victoria, BC. They do have some lovely books. They specialize kind of in harddanger and samplers. Wonderful design. So my mom decided that she was going to try out harddanger after many years of different types of needlepoint and needle arts. Wasn't a huge fan of it, and at the same time she ordered these little kits for the kids as well. So each child has a different one, but they are all finished on these boards.
Should we show the other ones?
Sure.
I think they're just behind me.
Oh, sure. I showed one already, but if you can find Preston's, Yeah, I showed the other one already.
You showed this one?
No, the other one. You can show that one.
Oh, this one's Kingston's. You showed Preston's.
I guess so.
This is one of the other ones. I can't read what it says. But this is my brother Kingston's.
The holly and the ivy. It's just backwards in our camera.
I know. So they're a nice little set here. And they got little charms on them, which I think was a gorgeous touch. Nice little beautiful beads and stuff. Yeah.
And such.
Okay. I'll show this. This is my gnome. Okay. Mom already showed her gnome, but I don't. When did we make these? It was a long time ago.
3 years, maybe.
3 years. We were in
4
an old
years.
house, though,
5,
so
6, 7. A while ago.
This is my little gnome. It's very floppy up here, and I kind of want to make another one because I want to see how I have evolved in my crafting choices. But we basically took a bunch of felt and felted a cylinder, and then put all this fluffy felt around it, and then made a little ball for the nose. These are just extra whiskers I made, and then a very, very long hat here.
He's cute.
I'm not a fan of him, but we love all gnomes, so yeah. And then, did I show that one? No, okay. Anyways, this is my ornament that Mom made, and I think she already showed this one, but I just wanted to show it again because I absolutely adore this ornament. And actually last year when she was making them, I was in the living room and she had hidden them in a bag by the chair, and I was looking for something and I accidentally peeked in the bag, and I think I saw Preston's or something, and I was like, oh, I know what we're getting for Christmas now. So, but I absolutely love it still. And you got beautiful ribbon, all that good stuff. It's one of my favorites, I think.
The whole thing is actually, it's so easy to make. I'll link the pattern, but it is a styrofoam ball. And then you basically cut up a ton of fabric, and all you do is press, fold, and pin it in place. So it's assembled with like 150 pins maybe, and it's super easy to do. Although your thumbs will get a little bit sore from the pins, but yeah. Yeah,
I like how it incorporates some cross stitch in there as well. But like there's so many different crafting techniques in here, I love it. So that one's one of my favorites. And then I'm currently working on the Squirrel's Christmas, and this is what it looks like. We have, hold on, I just don't know how to do this. Do you want to hold that?
Sure.
Okay, so this is what I'm working on currently. I got the pattern from this magazine. We picked up a few and shipped one out to our friend Samantha in Winnipeg. Hi, Sam. And then I'm doing this pattern by Anna from Mr. Stitch and Mrs. Needle. It's called A Squirrel's Christmas, and here's what the final product looks like. So it's really warm and cozy and just cute. And I was gonna originally do it as a Christmas ornament, but it's turning out to be much larger than what I thought it would be like. So I don't know if it's gonna be more like a wall hanging thing or a picture frame decoration for Christmas. I'm not really sure, but.
And do you remember why it's turned out to be larger?
Oh, because we did it on very large count. I think it's like, was it 42?
25, sorry, 25.
Wait,
so,
why did I say 42?
I don't know.
Okay.
But you can see the sparkle there. That was one that in my first video I shared that fabric thinking it could be a possibility for Kringles. But it is a 25 count, so it's going to be a little larger than planned. But that's okay.
Yeah, no, because 42
put in a
is
little
like
hooper frame.
42 is really small.
That's right.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I always think the bigger numbers are the big stuff, and then vice versa. But it's kind of like nonfiction and fiction, where you think fiction is like the real stuff, but then nonfiction is the real stuff, and fiction's not. Anyways.
Do you want to talk about the colors you're using?
Yeah, so a lot of the colors in this magazine were done by civilians, and I'm not entirely sure like where that came from.
Sullivans.
Sorry, Sullivans. Civilians, guys. But they do have a DMC floss alternative, but we didn't have all the colors. So I've just been going through Mom's gigantic bin of floss, and I've been finding some colors that match the colors in the pattern as best
So we're
as possible.
doing pretty good so far, if you see those two side by side.
The only thing I would have changed is the roof, because the roof on the photo is more of a warm brown, whereas I did it as a cooler brown because I followed the DMC floss. But yeah, it's okay. I still think it's good.
Perfect.
And I think that is about everything I have to show you guys today. Okay, bye.
I guess that's it. Thanks so much for joining us. And in a couple weeks, we'll do another regular segment of Flosstube, and Ava may join as well because many people have asked to see her sweater that she's been knitting. And also an update on her owl forest embroidery mushroom houses. So we will see you guys again soon. Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye. I did want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Oh, and I wanted to show you that too. As I'm sitting here, I can see our Christmas garland. The kids and I got into needle felting one year, and it is so much fun to go to the store, buy a bunch of roving, buy these crazy barbed needles, which are great for needle felting. You know, you basically you hold your roving in place and you stab it a ton, and it works really great. You can buy regular felting needles, or you can buy the barbed ones. So essentially you have your needle comes down, but on the edge there's all these little barbs, and so it helps to collect just a little extra roving and then pulls it down with you, right? So you can actually needle felt a lot quicker, and it's great, except for when you stab yourself with the barbed, you do stab yourself in your needle felting. I don't think you can really avoid it, but the barbed needles really hurt. And so the kids and I, one year, you know, every year we pull out this big bin of roving and odds and ends, and we do some needle felting with that. And so we did make, I don't even know, over 100, probably 200 of these balls in rainbow colors. I love anything rainbow, right? And we used some wooden beads and have beaded that along. So I do have 3 strands of garland that are about 15 feet each. I do need some more though, because I'd like it to be a bit more prominent on the tree. I do have Joanne with Lynnhaven Farm. She's doing some custom dyeing for me, and so she will be able to provide some of the colors that I had bought previously at a store that's since closed. So she's just so talented with all of her roving and bats. It will just blow you away if you ever shop with her. So yeah, I want to thank you so very much for joining. I do plan to do another Flosstube within the next couple weeks. More of a regular one to follow up on all of my projects from the last Flosstube, talk about my plans for the rest of December. Right now, I just hope you guys really enjoyed this special holiday episode and that it inspires you guys to do some stitching. I, from here, would like to, so there was 2 Flosstubers I wanted to talk about, and that was one my girlfriend Samantha with the Huga Stitcher. I did want to recommend that if you haven't, you probably have, but check out her channel. She's doing a lot of fun stuff right now. She's got a couple great new Mirabilia starts this month, as well as she's stitching the Santa sleighs, and she always stitches one of the Mirabilia reindeer as well. So be exciting to see which one she decides to start next month. And then when I'm done filming here, I'm actually not going to edit right away. I'm going to watch a new Flosstuber I've started watching. Her name is Caroline's Stitching Corner, and she's from Austria. I think it's Austria, and she's just lovely. I love everything about her. You know, she stitches, she knits, she sews. She's quite resourceful. She you know, tries to use everything that she has in the home already, as opposed to just, you know, buying a ton of new stuff every time. But she's got 4, this is her 4th Flosstube out, and it's funny to see her, you know, fall into that just the same as me, where, you know, she is doing a ton of new starts as well. So, you know, but doing a lot of the framing and stuff herself, and she has some really neat options. So I'll link her below too. Please go check those 2 out, and Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. Boob for the old ladies.
This is too much boobs for me.
There you go. Daddy will be proud that you cover up. Nika's still here.
Feel the vibes.
Don't spit it on me. My God. That's room spray. You can't wear that.
I swear on my face, but
You've ruined my latte.
holiday peace, guys. Peace and prosperity. Okay.